In the world of faith and inspiration, some shocking announcements can change everything. Pastor Tony Evans' wife makes a huge announcement that has left fans and followers buzzing with questions. What does this revelation mean for his ministry and the community he has built? How will this impact the future of his teachings and the lives of those who look up to him? Stay tuned as we unravel the details behind this intriguing news. Tony and Lois Evans' early journey. The love story of Tony and Lois Evans began long before they became well-known figures in Christian ministry. It all started during their formative years when their paths crossed in a way that seemed destined by faith. Both came from humble beginnings and were raised in environments where faith was a cornerstone of daily life. These shared values became the foundation of a relationship that would blossom into a remarkable partnership in life and ministry. Tony Evans was a young man deeply committed to his faith. Growing up in Baltimore, Maryland, he was surrounded by the challenges of urban life, but he found solace and purpose in the teachings of the Bible. His passion for understanding Scripture and sharing God's Word began to grow during his teenage years. Lois, on the other hand, had a similarly strong grounding in faith. Raised in a family that valued service and community, she developed a nurturing spirit and a deep commitment to helping others. The two first met in the early stages of their lives when both were attending events that brought together young believers. Their initial connection was based on shared interests and a mutual respect for each other's faith. Lois was captivated by Tony's dedication and the clarity with which he expressed his love for God. Tony, in turn, admired Lois' warmth, intelligence, and genuine desire to make a difference in people's lives. Their courtship was marked by deep conversations about their shared dreams and how they envisioned serving God together. Unlike many young couples, their focus was not just on building a life for themselves but on finding ways to make an impact on their community. After their marriage, Tony and Lois quickly realized that their union was not just about companionship but about collaboration in ministry. As a newlywed couple, they faced the usual challenges of adjusting to married life, but their shared mission kept them grounded. They began laying the groundwork for what would eventually become their life's work, spreading the gospel and empowering others to live out their faith. Tony pursued higher education with a singular focus, enrolling at Carver Bible College and later earning a doctorate in theology from Dallas Theological Seminary. His studies not only deepened his understanding of Scripture but also equipped him to lead and teach with authority. During this time, Lois stood by his side, offering encouragement and support. She also pursued her own education, earning a bachelor's degree in business administration from Dallas Baptist University. While Tony honed his skills as a preacher, Lois began to develop her own role within their growing ministry. She had a knack for organization and leadership, which she used to manage the practical aspects of their work. In their early years together, they often worked long hours, balancing ministry responsibilities with raising their young family. As Tony and Lois Evans built their foundation of faith, one can't help but ask, how did their commitment and shared vision lead to the creation of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, a church that would profoundly impact their community and beyond? The birth of Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship in the mid-1970s, Tony Evans felt a stirring in his heart, an undeniable call to shepherd a community that deeply needed spiritual guidance. Fresh out of seminary, Tony was brimming with knowledge and passion but lacked the resources to establish something grand. What he did have, but was unshakable faith and the steadfast support of his wife, Lois. Together, they embarked on a journey that would lay the foundation for one of the most influential churches in the nation, Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship. This new chapter started in Dallas, Texas, where Tony and Lois were navigating their lives as a newly married couple with a vision. While others may have seen limitations in starting small, Tony saw an opportunity. He began preaching to a handful of people, most of them friends and family, in the cozy confines of their homes. That living room was not just a meeting place, it was the birthplace of a movement. Lois played a critical role from the very start. While Tony preached, Lois was the one behind the scenes, turning their vision into reality. She welcomed every visitor like family, creating an atmosphere of warmth and belonging. People came not just for Tony's sermons but for the environment Lois helped foster, a community where everyone felt seen, heard, and valued. Their early gatherings were modest, but the couple's dedication was anything but. Tony's sermons were filled with passion, drawing more people each week. Soon, Their home could no longer accommodate the growing congregation. Undeterred by logistical challenges, they moved their meetings to a local school auditorium. It was there that Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship truly began to take shape. The school auditorium brought its own set of challenges. From setting up chairs to managing sound systems, every detail required effort. Lois, with her sharp organizational skills, took charge of operations, ensuring everything ran smoothly. She didn't just manage logistics, she nurtured relationships, making every newcomer feel like they had found a home. As the church grew, so did its impact. One of the pivotal moments came when Tony decided to focus his teachings on practical, everyday issues. He wanted people to see how faith could transform not just their spiritual lives but their families, careers, and communities. This fresh approach resonated deeply, drawing in more people from diverse backgrounds. Lois continued to expand her role. She spearheaded initiatives to empower women, especially pastors' wives, who often felt overlooked in ministry settings. She created spaces for them to find encouragement and strength, helping them navigate the unique challenges of ministry life. Her vision led to the creation of programs that would influence countless lives. The milestones kept coming. The church moved into its own building, a testament to years of hard work and faith. With every new project, from community outreach programs to national broadcasts of Tony's sermons, the Evans commitment never wavered. Each step forward was built on a foundation of faith, love, and teamwork. From a small gathering in a living room to a thriving congregation that touched lives worldwide, it all began with two people who believed in God's plan. Tony's vision and Lois' unwavering support were the driving forces behind this incredible journey, a story of faith, partnership, and a dream that transformed the community. With their church taking shape, what do you think about how Tony and Lois cultivated a family life that radiated faith and love? Come with us to know. Raising a household of faith and influence. Tony and Lois Evans' family life was a blend of faith, fun, and unforgettable moments that shaped their children's lives. In spite of the demands of ministry, the Evans home was always filled with laughter, lessons, and love. Each day brought its own rhythm, with Lois orchestrating the household like a symphony, ensuring that both faith and family were central to everything they did. One of the most memorable traditions in the Evans family was their weekly family night. It wasn't just a time to relax, it was an event. Lois would prepare a feast of their favorite comfort foods, and they'd gather in the living room for games, stories, and deep conversations. Board games often turned into hilarious competitions, with Tony's competitive side coming out in full force. The children would laugh as their father, who was so composed in the pulpit, would passionately argue over Monopoly or demand a rematch in Scrabble. But family night wasn't just about fun, it was also a time for faith. Tony would often end the evening with a short devotional, sharing stories from the Bible that connected to their everyday lives. Lois would chime in with her gentle wisdom, turning even the simplest moments into opportunities for spiritual growth. These nights became a cornerstone of their family bond, teaching the children that faith was not just for Sundays but for every day. One particularly memorable event happened during a family camping trip, a rare chance for the busy family to escape the city and connect with nature. Tony had promised the kids an unforgettable adventure, and Lois had packed enough food to feed an army. As they set up their tents, a surprise rainstorm rolled in, turning their campsite into a muddy mess. While most families might have called it quits, the Evans turned the situation into a lesson in resilience and laughter. Tony, drenched but determined, led the family in singing hymns around a makeshift campfire, their voices rising above the sound of rain. Lois, ever the problem solver, whipped up s'mores under a tarp, making the wet night feel cozy. That evening, as they huddled together, laughing and singing, the children learned that joy and faith could shine even in life's unexpected storms. Another favorite family memory revolved around Crystal's first attempt at public speaking. Lois had encouraged her to lead a small Bible study for kids in the neighborhood, and Crystal was both excited and nervous. Tony and Lois gathered the entire family to support her, sitting in the front row as her audience. When Crystal stumbled over her words, Tony gave her an encouraging smile, and Lois mouthed, "You've got this." It was a simple but powerful moment that showed the children the importance of lifting one another up. These events were more than just family fun, they were building blocks of faith and character. Lois and Tony used these moments to teach their children how to face challenges with grace, support one another, and keep God at the center of everything. Through traditions, adventures, and a deep commitment to their values, the Evans family created a legacy of love and faith that continues to inspire. Their home was not just a place of shelter but a nurturing ground for future leaders, proving that a family rooted in God's love can weather any storm and find joy in every journey. While the Evans family enjoyed their joyful traditions and strong faith, they also faced challenges that tested their resilience. How did these struggles strengthen their bond? Life often brings unexpected challenges that test our strength and determination. For Tony and Lois Evans, their journey together was filled with tough moments that could have broken them. Instead, these challenges showed the power of love and support, proving that resilience can shine even in the darkest times. One of the biggest challenges they faced was when Tony was diagnosed with a serious illness early in his career as a pastor. This news hit them hard, shaking their family and the Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship community. As a young pastor, Tony was the heart of their church, guiding and inspiring many. The fear of losing his health created a heavy cloud of worry over their lives. During this difficult time, Lois became Tony's greatest supporter. She stood by him, offering love and encouragement as they dealt with the ups and downs of treatment. Countless hours were spent in waiting rooms and hospitals, where Lois cheered him on and helped him stay hopeful. When the burden of illness felt too much to bear, she reminded Tony of their dreams and the people who relied on him. Lois's strength during this challenge inspired Tony to keep fighting. But their struggles didn't stop there. Lois faced her own heartbreak when she unexpectedly lost her mother. The pain of losing a parent brought deep sadness and made it hard to keep their family together. In her grief, Lois found comfort in her faith. She turned to the Bible for peace and used this loss to teach her children about resilience and family support. Lois encouraged them to celebrate their grandmother's life by sharing stories and memories, showing that it's possible to feel sorrow while also holding on to hope. As if personal challenges weren't enough, they also dealt with problems in their church. As the congregation grew, so did conflicts and misunderstandings. Different opinions on issues led to tension among church members. During this time, Lois's leadership truly stood out. She listened to everyone's concerns and encouraged open discussions, allowing everyone to express themselves. By promoting communication, Lois helped foster unity and reminded everyone of their common purpose. Amid these struggles, Lois faced her own battle with cancer, a harsh reminder of life's fragility. Her diagnosis tested her spirit, but even in her toughest moments, she refused to let hardship define her. Instead, she focused on lifting others up, showing what true resilience looks like. Lois's strength, even when she was facing her own challenges, became a source of inspiration for many. She proved that you can still be a light for others, even when you're going through darkness. Through their journey, Tony and Lois Evans showed the power of love, faith, and resilience. Their story is a powerful example of how we can overcome life's challenges together. By supporting each other and staying committed to their community, they turn difficult times into chances for growth and connection. Their legacy reminds us that even in the face of hardship, hope and strength can thrive, guiding others along the way. As the Evans family faced life's challenges with resilience, it raises an intriguing question: how does one honor a cherished legacy while opening their heart to new beginnings? A huge announcement: Pastor Tony Evans, beloved wife Lois Evans, passed away on December 30, 2019, after a brave battle with biliary cancer. She was not just Tony's spouse, she was a cornerstone of his life and ministry for nearly 5 decades. Their partnership extended far beyond marriage, as they worked tirelessly to serve their congregation and the larger community. Lois's dedication to her family, church, and faith left an indelible mark on the lives they touched together. Tony often reflected on the profound impact Lois had on his life, stating, "There's no part of my life and ministry where her footprints aren't felt." As he approached the 4th anniversary of Lois's passing, Tony faced the complexities of grief, a journey shared by many who have lost loved ones. On the anniversary of her death, he acknowledged the waves of emotion that surged through him, expressing gratitude to his congregation for standing by him during this difficult time. It was in this moment of vulnerability that he chose to share his new chapter with them, revealing his engagement to Carla Crummy. Tony described the timing of this announcement as both tender and poignant. He emphasized how Lois's legacy continued to influence his life, shaping the values he held dear as he navigated singlehood. His engagement to Carla was not simply a new beginning, it was also a continuation of the love and support that had defined his life with Lois. In his announcement, he articulated how Carla had traveled a similar road of loss, as her husband had passed away just days before Lois's funeral. This shared experience of grief created a bond between them that would serve as a foundation for their relationship. Carla Crummy, an educator and a respected member of the Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, brought her own strength and resilience to their partnership. She had dedicated her life to service, much like Lois, and was committed to honoring Lois's memory throughout their journey together. Tony noted that one of the things he appreciated most about Carla was her willingness to honor Lois's legacy, which was a crucial aspect of their relationship. He acknowledged the sensitivity surrounding their union, recognizing that it could invoke feelings of grief among those who had loved Lois. The couple's engagement was met with joy and celebration within the church community. During the announcement, the congregation erupted in cheers as Carla joined Tony on stage, a moment that symbolizes hope and renewal. Tony's children were also present, providing a familial support system that would be vital in their new life together. The warm reception from the congregation showcased the trust and love the community had for Tony, as they understood the challenges he faced while also recognizing the beauty of new beginnings. On September 10, 2023, Tony and Carla took their vows in a private ceremony surrounded by family and close friends. The union marked a moment of joy and renewal for Tony, who had spent years navigating the depths of loss and loneliness. Their wedding was not only a celebration of love but also a testament to resilience, faith, and the transformative power of companionship. In the aftermath of their marriage, the couple expressed their excitement about serving the Lord together. They understood that their union was a continuation of the ministry work they both cherished. The Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship shared the couple's joy, emphasizing that marriage is a blessing from God. The church community's support reinforced the notion that love could flourish even after profound loss. Through his engagement and subsequent marriage, Tony Evans demonstrated the importance of moving forward while honoring the past. He has been candid about his journey through grief, showcasing vulnerability as he shared the ups and downs of his life with his congregation. In doing so, he provided a powerful example of how faith can guide individuals through the darkest times, allowing them to find hope and love once again. As the couple begins their journey together, the legacy of Lois Evans remains a guiding light in their lives. Tony continues to celebrate her influence, ensuring that her memory is preserved within their ministry and family. The announcement of his engagement was not just about starting anew, it was also a heartfelt tribute to the love he shared with Lois and a promise to carry that love into his future with Carla. And that's the huge announcement from Pastor Tony Evans that has everyone talking. How do you think this revelation will shape his ministry moving forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the on-screen cards for more inspiring stories.